everybody on YouTube, if you're hearing me, if you could go to Periscope this morning or Facebook Live. It's trying to load. We'll see what happens. No, it says it's offline, so it's not wanting to come back on at all today. Let's see what happens. Every time it comes on, it goes off. So, how do you find Facebook Live? Look for. That's going to be difficult. I can tell you. I'm okay. Looks like YouTube is back up for how long I don't know, but it's back up right now, and on Periscope as well. Um, so did anybody watch anybody at Portland yesterday? Did you see what was going on? Did you get a chance to see the crowd? I mean, it was very much a hate filled day. It seemed like. Hey, how are you? Yeah, YouTube is back up and running now. I have no idea why, but someone was saying, Kim, that it was in a where was it in Orlando? Does anybody can you say that again? Whoever said that a while ago. And it looks like Gary's over on YouTube right now, and it looks like YouTube is running. Hey, Hugh, I I know, Hugh. Sometimes you just have to. The anti-Trump people, the anti-Trump people were really pretty bad. They were really loud. They kept inching over and over. I know Baked Alaska had a let's say a bloody tampon thrown at him. I saw that. Yeah, and they said that 14 people in all were arrested yesterday for that protest. That's a lot of people. And originally I'd heard that three Antifa had been arrested. Yes, hashtag expose the left. Thanks, Bill. Yeah, I know, Kim. It was pretty gross. Children having temper tantrums. Yep, and they were very much pro-immigrant, which I'm for legal immigration. That's fine, but they were pro-immigrant of all, no matter what. And Black Lives Matter was represented out there, so obviously they had their agenda. And Soros paid pukes. Yes, that's right. That's right, Cully. Whoever said that. Orlando shooter had been fired in April. Orlando, there was a shooting in Orlando this morning. Supposedly workplace violence. 5 people have died, and I guess the shooter killed himself. Is what I'm just seeing you guys say. And for those of you who were on YouTube, it is back up and running right now. So if you want to go back to YouTube, you're certainly welcome to go wherever you'd like to go on that. Yeah, it's always those people that do that and then they kill themselves. It's like, okay. Prior arrest for DUI, small amounts of pot, misdemeanor battery. That guy in Orlando, I guess that Laura is saying. It's amazing how the news offers fake news. Good morning, Marlene. Oh, you live there, Sparky? That is sad. Oh, that's okay, Bill. Whichever. Cuff him and stuff him. Somebody said. Random said that. Yeah, so I mean, it looks like we're going to start out another week. It's getting to the point where it's on a daily basis. I was having a conversation with somebody yesterday, basically saying we can't go for a couple of days without an incident. 6 dead, including the shooter. Okay, I know, Mike. Like, where do you go to get away from it? Not good at all. How much of the news is fake news? What networks can I trust? Sheriff said they had been called about this man several years ago, same place. Well, it's so unfortunate. Hey, Freebird, how are you? It seems like that the one thing that we do, especially when a terror incident comes up, and this looks like that it may not be, according to what we're saying, um, are heading to Full Sail. Okay, is that a school there? Full Sail, isn't that a school? Yeah, I mean it's terrorism in the a sense that it terrorizes people. So yes, it is terrorism. It's not. It would be more like domestic terrorism rather than ISIS connected. Yeah, that's what I thought. Full Sail was a school. Yeah, a college. Okay, good. Yeah, they're sending the people that they're survivors that are going there. The police are taking them there. Hey, Huey, good to see you. So the business district in Orlando was an employee that was fired in April. Yeah, that's what they're saying. In that sense, that gangsters can be considered terrorists. Well, anybody who terrorizes is essentially a terrorist. So it's just whether they are terrorists connected to ISIS or not. Hey, Dee Dee, good to see you. Reese Cups, good to see you. So it depends upon your definition. Look up the Rebel Media is a good news source. Yep. Good morning from the UK. How are you, Poppy? Hey, Cam, good to see you. My son almost went to Full Sail. I know somebody that does go there. So, man, I tell you, a lot going on. Is there a new shooting in Orlando? Yes, Ruthie. This morning it happened around 8 o'clock. Appears that a man came in, opened fire. He shot and killed 5 people, and then it looks like he may have committed suicide. You find folks, yeah, exactly. What I'd like to do is I go on Periscope, and if they're there covering it live, I like to see it. A lot of people like to put it on TV. I see no sense in doing that. For the most part, everybody has a TV. Hey, Tammy, good morning. Jennifer, good morning to you. Thanks so much for coming in. Um, yeah, I know, Bill. While Trump goes on. Yeah, I don't think what Trump is doing is he's not talking about a stupid travel ban. It's a ban that we need desperately. We need to keep people out of this country that have not been properly vetted. Yeah, they're calling it workplace violence in Orlando. They did that right away this morning, Eric. You don't have regular TV. I don't have regular TV, I guess, anymore, you're saying? Yeah. So this guy, for whatever reason, picked today. I have no idea anything about his history other than it sounds like he's been in trouble before. Patrick says he thinks there should be more than 6 countries on the travel restrictions. I do too. I do too, Patrick. And under Obama, there was one more at least. I think let's just make it even. Like everybody who comes in here, you're going to be vetted. How about that? Not going to discriminate against anybody. We're going to vet everyone. It is terribly sad, Kim. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Trey, it would make sense to pause. Exactly, Tammy. Restrict everybody until you're being vetted, It's supposed to be temporary in order to gauge vetting effectiveness. Right. And we can't even get it temporary because the courts won't let us. Okay. It's not a few Muslims, and if you look at the damage that are done from people who are radical Islamists, it's a lot of damage. You're being vetted right now. Well, if you come from outside of the country and your goal is to keep Americans safe, then I think everybody should be vetted. I'm sorry. They just should. Why are we always worried about our reputation? Because the people on the left, Tammy, tell us that's what we should be worried about. That's why. That's the only reason. We're always worried about what the left thinks about us, mostly because it's political. Yeah, Utah, they just had a press conference in Orlando. Yep. We don't want to live on fear, right? I mean, it's just ridiculous that what we should do is follow the Constitution, which the President of the United States has the authority to keep us safe in the United States. And in fact, that is his responsibility and the responsibility of Congress, especially if there's imminent threat to the citizens. We're being told so far there's no imminent threat. Liberals aren't really worried about overpopulation. That's just what they talk. What's with Trey Gowdy? I hear he is taking over for Chevitz. I haven't heard that. Wouldn't surprise me. I mean, somebody's got to do it. Chaffetz, I don't know. That whole thing, I'm not sure what's up with him. But I had heard that he was going to go to Fox News and all that. So I don't know. It just seems so odd how it was so sudden. Tammy, people in on Facebook Live are usually pretty quiet. They comment every now and then, not as much as over at YouTube or Periscope. So it's just people in Facebook Live stay very quiet for whatever reason. Trey will be a good one to take over. Yeah, he will be very good. Yeah, and also Utah Red. He is leaving Utah. He's moving out of Utah. He was probably bought off or blackmailed, Patrick said. I have no idea. I really don't know what's up with him. But it is interesting. And it happened suddenly. Nobody knew that he was unhappy. Nobody knew he wanted to leave. Never commented about anything. But I think he just kind of, it sort of seemed like he drifted away for a little while. And then all of a sudden it's like, okay, we're gone. Comey can fake memos. Think he's afraid. It could be Amanda. I don't know. Hey, Danielle. Thanks for inviting people. Rats are running. I want Al Franken removed from the Intelligence Committee because of his friendship with Kathy. I want Al Franken removed from the Intelligence Committee because it seems like an oxymoron. A contradiction in terms to have Al Franken on the Intelligence Committee. That just doesn't seem real. So anybody who prefers YouTube, it is up and running. It's fine now. I don't know. They must have been having some problems. Media is treating Comey testify like the Super Bowl. Well, of course. And see, what happens is that Comey, I don't know how he's going to get around all of this, because what's going to happen is if Comey says yes, he was obstructing justice, that the president was obstructing justice, then he's implicating himself, and he is going to be, he could be criminally liable for that. So I don't know how you get around that. Yeah, I want Congress to approve the outstanding Trump appointees too. I'd like to see this moved along, and if we have to do it by a 51% minority, let's go ahead and do that. Whatever it takes, we need to get people in. I mean, it's been far too long. No other president has gone this long without getting people put into place. Hey, Jerry, good to see you. Comey is respectful and truthful. Trump is a liar. Well, no, that's not true, because you don't know either one of them. So, you're just making statements. Comey has many days to prepare a speech. Not only does he have many days to prepare his speech, but he has also gone over and talked to Mueller. So how do we know what Mueller said to him? After all, they were friends. They're brothers in arms, as they have been described by people from CNN. So, that's going to be something there. Can we get Franken off the committee? They would crucify a Republican that had ties like this. First for smidge, did it for, okay, good, cool. Yeah, it's called collusion. And again, we've said absolutely nothing about the fact that Mueller is he's not neutral. He's not independent. And it still concerns me, and nobody said anything. And I don't know. I mean, maybe Comey's going to get there and take the fifth. I don't know. That's good, Danielle. So, I mean, it could be just just a big nothing with Comey. He could get there and say, I plead the fifth, or he could go there and say, this. I think that the president was just saying, let's just move on, and that was it. Or, again, if he says it, if he implicates himself, then he's going to have to say, that. Hold on a second. Then he's going to have to say that there was no one for me to go to, that I didn't feel that I could go to Lynch because of that memo that came out where it said that Lynch wasn't going to go after Hillary Clinton very, very deeply. So it could be that he'll say something like that. And then the question will be, well, wasn't there anybody else for you to go and talk to? The second in charge or whatever. I know, Kim, that person had to go. They forgot their lunch money, so they went back looking for it. So they left. Yep. Teachers don't have control over their curriculum. That's true. In a lot of states, they don't. Hey, Amy, thanks for inviting people. Yeah. So I don't know. Comey did say that he was going to testify in front of the Senate publicly. So again, he may say nothing. But up until that time, I don't know, Kim. Somebody has to go look for Nancy and find out where she is lately. She's kind of UA or AWOL, as they say. But what I was going to say was until then, you're going to have people going on CNN, especially MSNBC. And what they're doing now is every time they talk about Trump, they like to use the word dangerous. So they want you to associate the word Trump with the word dangerous. That's if you listen carefully, that's the new Saul Alinsky tactic is Trump slash dangerous. And they kind of did that a couple of weeks ago, but they're really starting to amp that up now, especially after London and the tweets that President Trump had. So they want you to believe now that he's dangerous. Trump is a president, so I don't trust Comey either. Yeah, everybody's saying that Putin put Megyn Kelly in her place. He didn't back down, and they were saying that she seemed a little rusty. And he just told her, factually what he felt, and said, I've seen some of it, Kim. I don't know, Shauna, if Theresa Mays is going to do anything with the internet or not. What does anybody else think? I mean, I know that she was talking about there's something has to be done. There's too much of an acceptance of extremist ideology, and something needs to be done. Yeah, he was saying basically, Putin was saying that, the United States interferes in elections. Just put your finger on any part of the map of the world, and that's where the United States is trying to interfere and affect elections in those places. So it's kind of like, we're doing what we're accusing them of doing. Yeah. I think she's leading leaders toward internet censorship. Yeah, and there again, it wouldn't surprise me that they do that. But it's something that if people need to stand up for and go against that if they do. Clinton totally rigged the DNC. The DNC wants Hillary to go away. Shauna said Megyn Kelly's makeup artist needs to be fired because she looked horrible. Probably not the same makeup artist as Fox News, so hasn't gotten used to it yet, I guess. Yeah. They're the only ones that want her to go away. Yeah, they're not the only ones. I know. I mean, the more she talks, she blames every single solitary person, including her own party and the DNC, for her loss. And I guess they were really concerned after that the conference that she was at the other day, and so they're just saying, you just need to go away because you're starting to attack us. Yeah, Polly had to go. She had to go fix her face, so Polly's gone. All that makeup talk. She had to go fix something, so she won't be back though. Let's see. So we still have the Republicans coming out and talking about President Trump every time they get an opportunity, which is usually over the weekend. I I think Alice, that's good. The SCOTUS talking about that's going to be a little while. Polly wanted a cracker. She went to search for that too. Megan used to be beautiful, then her personality ruined it, Carmen said. Lost respect for Kelly after the questions she asked for Trump. There was a shooting, Gina, in Orlando. It was appears to be a workplace shooting where a man came in, opened up, and killed 5 people, and then killed himself. That's what's being said, anyway. And he was a former employee, supposedly, that they'd had trouble with in the past. So anyway, let's see. John Cornyn came out. John Cornyn is from Texas. He came out over the weekend and started talking about President Trump. LA Child, everybody was asking for you. I guess they thought I probably blocked you, and so they wanted to know where you were. Hey, Tori. And so Nancy finally made it. So John Cornyn said, unfortunately, the president has, I think, created problems for himself by his Twitter habit. Um, so, not sure why he had to come out and say that. I don't understand when people are asked questions, why so long before the SCOTUS rules on travel ban? Well, it takes a while. I'm not even sure. Did they actually accept it? Because the last I heard, they were filling out. They had the application, 2 applications to the Supreme Court asking them to hear the case and expedite it. Good morning, Nancy. So I don't know if they've accepted it and they're looking at it. I don't know where it stands right now. Hey, Max, glad you're back. Yeah, YouTube decided to respond and do well for us. Get some more cafe, Nancy. We already know that the one true. They had to wake up Ruth Bader, probably. Ginsburg. Uh, Thought they denied fast track. Will not hear to September. I don't know, Kim. I didn't hear the end of it. So I don't know what happened with that. I know people are getting Cafefe license plates. I know some people trying to get a trademark on it when it's not even their word. I mean, it's amazing what people do. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, I know, Gina. It really is. What am I doing? What does it look like I might be doing? Hello, Turkey. So I don't know if you also saw over the weekend how CNN was in the news. CNN made the news themselves. Yes, Hollow, I am singing. So here, adios, goodbye, farewell. So anyway, they CNN. First of all, let's see. The first thing that happened was the CNN host Reza Aslan came out and called President Trump a POS. I know. Well, they did trademark Barbara the bromance. That's kind of trademark. Thanks, Utah. I know they're really concerned because they have a complex, Kim, that makes them concerned about the microphone. So Reza's kind of interesting. I did a little research on him. I know. Happy trails. I should have sang happy trails to that person. Um, so what happened? Reza was born. Hey, Monica, good to see you. Good. I'm glad you're listening at work. Okay, perfect, Monica. Um, CNN Reza Aslan. He was born and raised in Iran. Came here to the United States during all the trouble in Iran in the 70s, and converted to Christianity at age 15. And then right before he went to Harvard Divinity School, he converted back to Islam. And so he has, I don't know, about 4 or 5 degrees, including a PhD. Hey, Jack, good to see you. In religion. But it's really weird when he says those things like that, when he has those backgrounds in all in the religion. So he called Trump a POS. He called him a man baby. He went back later and deleted the POS statement because later in the day, I guess he figured, oh, wait a minute, didn't work out too well with what Kathy did, so maybe I better rethink this. So he had an article came out saying, oh, I apologize. I wasn't thinking. It wasn't professional of me, and I should have said that differently. Hey, Carmen. But he didn't say, I'm sorry for what I said or for what it meant. He just said, I'm sorry in the words I chose. So I went and did a little bit more research, and this isn't the only time he's talked in a very condescending manner to people. Tim Wahlberg said something about climate change and said, we don't have to worry about climate change because God will take care of it. And Tim Wahlberg is a Republican. So Reza came out and basically said, well, let's hope God takes care of Tim before climate change or something in that order, implying that, hopes that God will maybe strike Tim down in some way. Jay, go to a safe place. And so that was the first thing he did. And then he went also and was talking about, other people. So that's in a very derogatory manner. If you go to SusanKnowles.com, you'll see my article there. So this isn't the first time, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. He also said, don't you nerds, called the NASA people, you nerds, don't let the people in, and don't let Vice President Pence at NASA don't you guys be the backdrop for him. Make him talk about climate change. Make him talk about this and that and the other. So, he called NASA nerds. So he speaks very derogatorily. Yeah, I know. We've been talking about that, Cliff. Did you see more CNN stage? Yes. I was going to get to that next. Got booted. Here, you should be able to go back. It's working just fine now. It's absolutely up and running. Sheriff says 5 people dead after shooting a business near Orlando. Yep, we got all of that. We were talking about that, Hugh. Saw a scoper say guy was 23. Somebody else said he was older than that. I have no idea. Well, you can chat on YouTube. It's a little bit more difficult, but. Hello from California, Trump supporter. Yay. Homegrown terrorist. He may be a terrorist, not ISIS connected or Islam connected or anything like that. 90-day travel when we were, this term hasn't. Oh, so do you want to wait until there is one? Is that what you're saying? Colorado Trump supporter, welcome. Too many trolls on YouTube? Huh. I don't think there's too many trolls on YouTube. Not so far. I think YouTube is having some problems this morning, though. Yeah, Hugh goes back and forth, Shauna. He goes from one to the other. Yeah. Yeah, I like how everybody says, well, nothing has happened here yet, and so why do we need a travel restriction? Well, I don't know. What about San Bernardino? Did we not need a travel restriction? And so there have been things that happen here. So, you have to just look at that and say, well, are we going to wait for something else to happen here? What the travel ban for then? Is that a serious question? I mean, the travel ban is to keep people out until they're vetted properly. Yeah, I know. Everybody was on the travel ban for Obama. Nobody ever said anything at all about it. And then all of a sudden it became a problem. Yes, Qatar does have Qatar, whichever one you want to call it, has our U.S. base on it. And now they've everybody in the Saudi Arabia, the Egypt, Arab Emirates, and I think a couple more. Yemen was the other one, I believe. now have all cut ties with Qatar, and they've basically, in a way, they're kind of landlocked. I mean, you can't go in and out around there. So I don't know what they're going to do. They don't seem to be too worried right now. So, and as far as CNN, the other thing that we did, some of us followed huh, Mohammed or whatever. I can't even say those names that you just put up there, Nancy. Oh, Bahrain, yeah. Isn't it a temporary travel ban? Yes. Yes, it is, Amy. And you know what? But here's what I say. Uh, Even if it's a permanent ban, what is wrong with it? Meaning permanent if you don't go through the vetting process and you don't pass the vetting process, you are permanently kept out of this country. I don't see any problems in that. What I see is the left is going to get us all killed in the fact that they just think, well, everybody's wonderful. We should always allow everybody in no matter what. That everybody will just, after a while, let's just coexist. That type of attitude is going to get us killed. 46 million travelers to the United States, no travel ban, you idiot. Oh my God. Come back around, baby. Why are you using such a large microphone? So you can hear me better. Trump will be a president for the next 8 years. Hope so. You flew into Qatar first for ODS from Paris. If you don't agree with their way of life, you don't belong here. Yep. Hey, Brad, how are you? Thanks for joining. Oh, really? Well, Chester, why don't you go someplace else and find one your own size then? Libs don't get immigration as importing voters, not for high morals. It is a privilege to come here, not a right. Exactly. Lots of retread tires driving around in here. I know, Nancy. Trump wouldn't grab, yeah, and you would, though, right? Um, that could be said for the trolls on here. Yeah, the trolls like to come in waves. It's like the tide, but it's kind of like, the dirty comes in, and I know, Gina, they need to get alive. Comes in with the dirt, and then it washes out with the clean. A block party, Cully. There you go. Hey, Jennifer, good to see you. Yep. Yep, they like to do that, Kimmy, because they like to try to interrupt. The left are acting like petulant children. Left has rhetoric, no facts. Yep. They like that, Kimmy, because, see, they don't like free discussion and thought. That's right, Cliff. It does to some of these people. They have no lives. They're just waking up. I guess somebody said it was time for lunch, and so they got up. You know how it goes. Mom probably got it all done. They should have said, "Aw, you're just so cute, but you can go someplace else." Did someone say lunch? I know, Bill. Lunch, grilled cheese, and crackers. Left trolls because they have nothing to discuss and argue, debate. Yep, they do that as a distraction, so that you won't have thought, that you'll be so wrapped up in them that you won't be discussing the important stuff. It's kind of the liberal way of doing things. Nothing. That's why nothing gets done. So the other thing that CNN did was um, they basically staged, according to some people, they 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 staged a sort of an anti-terrorist memorial, if you will, where they brought forth people who were apparently Muslim. So it looks like these the good Muslim people are coming forward to lay flowers down on the ground in protest against terrorism, that they're against any terrorism from Islam. And so they're filming all of this, and it didn't make the later cut. I will say the only thing that made the later cut was holding up signs. And so and that was all that made the final cut. And they're saying that they made that. Hey, Carrie, they made the cut. What made the cut was, like I said, just the two signs. And so some guy who came out who's kind of over all of this said, no, we really weren't. It wasn't anything fake. We were just bringing those people that were Muslims in the crowd forward. And so we just wanted you to see them. So it depends on whose word that you want to take. And my thoughts are, if it was such good film and you wanted to be able to see that the Muslim people were coming forward and were against the terrorism, why would you not use that film? So it doesn't make sense. They kind of contradicted themselves. You'd want to use that video. It would be, you'd want it out there on every station. Yeah, they should have showed the crowd. Full production crew printing and handing out signs. I know, and you can see some guy goes, "Oh, do this," and sort of showing them what to do. Yeah, it's hard to do pixels because if I put a moderator on it, then everybody. What happens is the trolls come in and they start blocking you guys. They'll start putting you on timeout. So, you kind of just have to go with it. People are trying to, yeah, I think they're kind of waking up to CNN. Your brain is pixelating. Monique said, can Soros and any other elite who fund and or promote violent anti-Trump protests be charged and held accountable? Should be, Monique. I mean, if you're inciting that type of thing. But the problem is it's hard to prove that. Because what they'll say is, well, we're just giving money to these people. And what they do with their money that they get really isn't us telling them to do anything wrong. I know, Gary, it looks very much like they really did stage that whole memorial, whatever you want to call it. They call it a protest. I didn't see anybody really protesting. CNN sucks bad. They fake news like the bus of Rosa Parks was more than white, and Trump texts and Trump 2 scopes of ice BS. Yeah. CNN really just tries to I think, lately, so much so that it's shameful. I mean, they used to call themselves the most trusted news network or whatever, and it's like, are you kidding me? They said they pulled them from the big crowd, but every photo has the same people. I know, that wasn't a big crowd standing there. You could kind of tell. And those people could have been actors for all I know. Exactly. California, Clifton. Obama sending billions in cash to Iran in the dark of night to a country who chants death to America. See it in discussing, yeah. I mean, they could have been actors, Miss Second Amendment. Who knows? Big crowd of 8 people. Yeah, they were trusted back in the 80s when they first started. Soros pays the liberal bills. Yep. Hey, Nikolai, good to see you. Mark Dice did a video of it. Who's Mike, Gary, that you're talking about? Oh, you meant Mark. That's what I thought. Okay. Ivanka. You think Ivanka is pretty tough, Shauna? Oh, wow. Somebody said videos in London show them celebrating in the tunnels. So hopefully Soros will go bankrupt. Don't count on it. Did you see in Spain someone tried to get the priest at the altar? Wow. No, I didn't see that. Of course, we didn't see that on the news either. Ah, cool. Dinner already? Where are you from? How about a former president or acting official in office? Can they be held accountable for promoting and enticing violent protests against an acting president? Well, Monique, that's just it. They know how to go right up to that line without crossing it. So, yeah, I do. I remember when James Earl Jones did the CNN intro. So, Monique, they know what is treasonous and what isn't. you have to remember that most of them are attorneys. Obama is an attorney. Live Leak showed a whole bunch of Muslims laughing and praising for dead people, Mike said. Former officials can be impeached. You mean Mark, Gary. Fox News, what I watch, and snowflakes are always trying to get people fired. Yeah, I mean, it's. Yay, Hugh. You have to know that when people say those things, that sometimes it's not, it doesn't rise to the level of inciting violence. And you may think it is, but the legal definition may be totally different, and that's why they get away with it. Yeah, was the priest hurt, or did they get him before they got to the altar? Good morning, Robert. Good morning, Mike. Trump wants to privatize air traffic control, according to Fox. That's a new one. But like I said, watch and you'll see that everything is now Trump and next to dangerous, like making it go hand in hand. I know, Mike. I'm telling you. Blow my cover. South America, but they were glad they killed an F-wording everyone. Oh my gosh, Barbara, that's horrible. Fiamma is the name of the Orlando company. Yeah, it was some type of roof awning for patios or something like that. Did I hear, or campers? I can't remember what it is. Probably at the top of the hour is when he'll speak. Usually doesn't start beforehand. Okay. Well, I'll see, I guess. I mean, I don't. RV and awnings, okay. POTUS is announcing air traffic control reforms. I know that's what somebody was saying, saying privatization. I'm not sure what the purpose is of that is right now. Hey, Frankie. Good morning, Asher. Good to see you. Well, they're saying it's not government control. It'd be turned over to a private company. It sounds like, I don't know. But hackers released a new ABC show with Steve Harvey. Really? Should have taken attacker to the top of the bell tower. Okay. Isn't that what Reagan did? Yeah, Reagan basically was. Yeah, I mean he really it was a union run, and they got rid of everybody. Yeah, Alice, probably at 9 o'clock or 12 for your time. Maybe 2 and still travel ban. Yeah, I'm thinking, Nancy, it has something to do with that because, I think he's going to work it where he gets what he wants, regardless of what the court system does. And if he has to go around to get it, some other way to get it to work, I think he's going to. Hello from Russia. But I'm not sure, if that's going to make things would make it better or worse because, then you'll have private companies getting sued because they refuse service to someone. So, and hopefully not dragging them off the plane. Let's see, Monique said, okay, so it's okay for them to use whatever means they have to use to bring anarchy to our society so long as they don't cross those lines. Well, I hope and pray to God that let's see what the rest something needs to be done. Yeah, I'm not saying that they should be able to do it, Monique, but I'm saying according to the law, they have some leeway. It seems like, that's, a lot of what we do is fight the left. That's all we do. We spend more time doing that than anything else. We spend more time doing that than actually getting things done, which it shouldn't be like that, but it's turning out to be that way. Oh, wow. Hey, Nick, how are you? Welcome from Wales. The only court that should be able to overrule the president is the Supreme Court. Yeah, in what country? I think it was. Oh, in Qatar, they're giving them 2 weeks. They're giving all the people who are non-citizens or the people that are citizens of Qatar, they're giving them 2 weeks from like Saudi Arabia and all those other countries that are cutting ties with them, 2 weeks to get out. So I mean, they're look at it that way. They're kicking people out of their country or who are from Qatar. Asher said, I watched Portland live yesterday and watched YouTube Baked Alaska. Yep, get hit in the head with a used tampon. Yep, I know, Asher. We were talking about that earlier. It was disgusting. That's what we need to do, Carmen said. I don't understand why Trump is going through the court system. Doesn't he have authority to stop immigration? He does, Karen. He does. He has a constitutional right and a right given to him by Congress. But the court, trying to act more superior, has come up and said he doesn't have that right. So that's where the conflict comes in. Scope is frozen. Oh, wow. Sean is getting rained on. That was Baked Alaska, Carmen. He got hit in the head with a bloody tampon. Hey, Robin. I never said where I went to law school. Why would you ask me again? Who wants to know that? Can he not just ignore the courts? Well, Karen, he could, and that's what Obama did a lot of times. But if you want to follow the Constitution, that's not the way it's supposed to be done. Well, here, why don't you go do some research and come back and tell me what the right answer is when you get unblocked, which is not going to be ever. So they're on openly threatened North America, still don't want the ban. I know. Did you catch that one, Utah? I think you were the only one who caught that one. And see, one of the things is the thing about connecting Donald Trump to the word dangerous. Over the weekend, the former speechwriter of Obama. Now, why again anybody would care about the former speechwriter of Obama? But it shows you this is what they're trying to do. Uh, John Favreau, I guess is his name. He said it's hard to read Trump's tweets this morning and not think that we're one domestic attack away from the most dangerous version of this guy. So you see that started kind of over the weekend, and it's continuing. It was on this morning too. Shauna, you're just like wow, down to the phone, right? Can't send a message on YouTube for some reason. This is Gary, that's really weird. Other people are Gary, so I don't know if maybe you just have to refresh it. John is very, very evil, Monique said. Exactly. Jennifer said because the Muslim Brotherhood wrote Obama speeches. Hey, Mike. National Guard, been saying it a long time now. Well, I mean, we'd like to not call in the National Guard, but if it's coming down to it, here's another one who's been promoted hate. He's another one who's promoted hateful rhetoric against Trump. Yeah, and when they bring the speech writer out from Obama, it's part of their agenda, and they're just revving it up. And you'll hear that up until Comey's speech until they decide what Comey's going to say, and then it might go away depending on what he has to say. Yeah, it's okay. Once YouTube got whatever their problem worked out was, Mike, it was fine, and it's been fine for It was just the first couple of minutes. Take care, Tori. Thanks for coming in. Hope you come back soon. It's exactly what you're talking. Yeah, I know. Why can't they be held accountable? Because you can. It's freedom. It's free speech. Yeah. All right. Well, you guys, it's about 2 minutes ahead if you want to jump off and go there. I thank everybody for coming in today. Thank you very much for inviting everybody. And if you would, please retweet this. That would be great. It is, well, Monique, but it's your idea of threatening. You know, if you, again, it has to be what the law says is threatening. And that's why you have to go by. Hey, Teresa, thanks for retweeting. I will. Thank you, guys. Have a great day. Thank you very much. Hugh, bye. See you tomorrow. Asher, see you tomorrow. Yeah, I prefer the POTUS to be more hardcore and push things through. Absolutely, Asher, and he may just do that. Thank you, Nancy. God bless you. Pence's wife looks older. Well, maybe she's getting a little less sleep these days. You know, who knows? All right, you guys. See you tomorrow. God bless you. Take care. Thank you, Jennifer. Thanks, everybody. See you tomorrow. Take care. And everybody on YouTube, sorry we had the problems this morning, but it looked like things got straightened out. I'll see you later. God bless. Take care.